Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Tau Empire as we get into all the minor Xeno species of the Tau Empire. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and if you enjoy our videos, thank our patrons on Patreon. You can support us on Patreon, link in the description. But with that said, let's get into the minor Xenos of the Tau Empire. Several intelligent Xeno races have allied themselves with the Tau Empire. Each alien race has a unique and different culture which contributes to the greater good in its own way. However, all of the Tau Empire's races hold to their own common beliefs in the greater good, and it all binds them together, despite their many cultural and physical differences. The most common Xeno race fighting alongside the Tau are the Kroot, Vespids, Guevesa, and Emirug. But there is a multitude of minor races following the doctrines of the greater good. Whether it's because of their population size, or because these species aren't found on the front lines, there is very little known about these Tau Auxiliaries. But based on Imperial records collected, there are at least over half a dozen Xeno races actively working alongside the Tau Empire. The Nicassar are a Xeno species of powerful psychers who are allied with the Tau Empire. The Nicassar are driven by an insatiable curiosity to explore and travel across the galaxy. The Nicassar's curiosity led them to the original exploration of their home system, as they are only truly content when traveling. The race is semi-nomadic. They can survive for long periods in virtual hibernation as a result of their alien physiology. Because of this, they have traveled far from their homeworld, albeit slowly. First contact between the Nicassar and the Tau Empire came when a Tau vessel was setting up a way station in interstellar space and sighted the Nicassar flotilla that had been in space for centuries. Further contact and negotiation with the Nicassar led to the race becoming subjects of the Tau Empire and serving the greater good. Their contribution to the greater good is the provision of starships for the Tau Navy, particularly vessels involved with reconnaissance and exploration duties, which are often crewed by the Nicassar themselves rather than the Tau air caste. The propulsion and navigation of the Nicassar vessels stem from their potent psychic powers that define the Nicassar species. The most famous Nicassar starship is known as a Dao. It is a relatively small starfaring yacht, propelled primarily by their captain's potent telekinetic powers, abilities which often determine who rises to positions of leadership in the Nicassar society. The species starships are primarily sleeper ships, in which the majority of the crew enters a state of hibernation and bands together in a flotilla, consisting of multiple Daos docked together. It drifts between stars, directed by the efforts of few non-hibernating Nicassar crewmen. Although poorly armed when they are first encountered by the Tau, the original weapons employed by the Nicassar Dao have been upgraded to the Tau railgun batteries. The Tau Empire uses Nicassar Daos as escort vessels for the Tau Navy, towing them across interstellar distances using the limited warp drive employed by the Tau starships to travel across the galaxy. When not being used by the Tau Navy, the Nicassar vessels are used as scouts and explore star systems on the fringes of the Tau Empire. They are transported to their station by Tau vessels using gravitic hooks that are capable of interstellar travel through the warp, and commence a leisurely circuit, reporting anything they can find. Along with the Nicassar, the Geactrix are another Xeno species used by the Tau Empire for spaceflight. They are an ethereal Xeno species that has an affinity for the void and skills at spacefaring. Another common Tau auxiliary are the Tarellians, more commonly known in the Imperium of Man as Tarellian dog soldiers because of their snouts and their preference for working as mercenaries. They are a minor reptilian species of Xenos found throughout the galaxy, but are of little consequence to its affairs. Tarellian dog soldiers appear as broad-shouldered reptilians with narrow waists that are slightly shorter in stature than most humans. The Tarellians possess a zealot hatred for mankind above all other people in the galaxy because of the Imperium's decision to launch exterminatus attacks upon the Tarellian homeworlds during the Great Crusade. They nearly wiped out their entire species in a horrific way through the use of virus bombs. Billions of their kind were slaughtered in the most horrific manner possible, and the Tarellian species never fully recovered from this terrible xenocide. The Imperium's actions, which were a standard response to meeting with another intelligent race at the time, destroyed the Tarellian potential to grow into one of the most dominant races of the galaxy, and created their eternal grudge against the servants of the Emperor. It is very common for Tarellian dog soldiers to be encountered within the Tau Empire, particularly when Tau forces face the Imperium of Man, because of this ancient grudge. It is important to note that the Tarellians have not been conquered or annexed by the Tau, nor do they hold the ideals of the greater good. Rather, the Tarellians continue to serve the Tau as mercenaries and hold them to be excellent clients who always pay well and on time. The latest blow to the remaining Tarellians was the destruction of another Tarellian civilization that was devoured by the Tyranid High Fleet Moloch as it advanced through the galactic north from the Kiltor sector. Another common sight within the Tau Auxiliary are the Galgs. Members of the Galg race are frog-like, having wide, toothy maws, small eyes, and a pair of small, inward-facing antennas atop their heads. Galg's barrel-shaped bodies are covered in green scales and appear to most humans as large humanoid frogs. As with most alien species in the galaxy, the Galg hate mankind because of the Imperium's intolerance for all intelligent alien races. The Tau Empire has exploited this hatred and normally maintains a small number of Galg mercenaries within their ranks, but the Galgs themselves can be found in employ of many different factions across the galaxy, as long as the price is right. Imperial records have shown a variety of different Xeno races fighting alongside the Tau Fire Warriors. This includes the Moralians, the Ranghong, Hrenians, Formosians, and Yabi Yabi. But almost no information on their biology has been collected. All xenobiologists know is that they have attacked the Imperium in the name of the Tau Empire. For manual labor, the Tau Empire has relied on the Anthracods, a sturdy, dim-witted race that has proved well-suited for asteroid mining. For cargo hauling, the Ganache are another species used by the Tau Empire. Unmatched and delicate assembly of small plasma generators needed to fuel the Tau Earthcast inventions. The Brachyura are a tiny, dexterous-limbed crustacean race that is part of the Tau Empire. Most unique in the Tau Empire are the Greed, an invertebrate xenospecies from the ocean world of Isla Su. They joined the Tau Empire after the Earthcast agreed to build them floating factories in a negotiation led by the Golden Ambassador. This in turn paid for the protection of their planet by Tau space stations and allowed the Greed to contribute to the greater good. The Nagi are a Xenos race from the world of Shagalud. Highly intelligent worm-like creatures, the small Nagi are known for their mind control abilities. When they were first discovered by the Tau Empire, they were despised by the Tau, who fought a series of violent conflicts with them. However, they have since agreed to a peace accord and have joined the Tau Empire. Nagis frequently serve as advisors to the ethereal caste. And finally, the Carpactin are a race of sentient fungoid creatures who were encountered by the Tau Empire during the fifth sphere of expansion. They communicate entirely through bursts of ultraviolet color, whose strong emanations prove surprisingly effective at subduing and transfixing living beings, making them docile. After the Watercasts observed this action, the Tau Empire quickly negotiated a client-state treaty with the Carpactin and made them part of the greater good. And those were 40 facts on the minor species of the Tau Empire. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends. What's awesome about the new stuff that's coming out for GW is that it seems that GW is paying attention to the audience and really wants to promote variety within the actual game. So you're not just playing with your basic big name races. They are introducing smaller races, and specifically the lore to the smaller races, because a lot of this lore is coming from the new Kill Team stuff. So I guarantee you that in the future we're going to start seeing more models depicting all these races that we just talked about. In Blackstone Fortress, we already have those squid creatures, which could be Old One technology. We also have the Ambuls, which is, again, another Xeno species that's completely out of nowhere. So hopefully, with Kill Team, Necromunda, Blackstone Fortress, we'll eventually get the Tarellian Devil Dogs, or whatever they're called. Or maybe even the Nicassar. I didn't mention this in the lore portion because I don't know if the Nicassar appearance is still the same. I don't know if that was changed. But the Nicassar themselves, they look like floating polar bears. So if you ever see a meme or a 40K meme with a floating polar bear, it's alluding to the psychically powerful Nicassar, which we talked about at the beginning of the video. But again, hopefully in the future, GW seems to be really paying attention to the fans and giving us what we want. Hopefully we get some type of mercenary warband that we can play on the tabletop, an actual 40K mercenary warband where you can have big armies of like multiple like Rakghoul units and just a bunch of different Xeno species fighting against the bigger like Necrons, Orcs, Space Marines, all that kind of stuff. We'll see how it goes down the line. If I miss any race, just comment down below. I know that the Mirug is something that we've talked about in the past, and it's something that kind of needs a whole video all on its own. So the Mirug race for the Tau Empire will be talked about in a future video. But other than that, thanks for everything, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, we have a Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. It's because of our patrons that we're able to post these videos in the first place. So thank them in the comment section. And if you want to support us, link in the description. But yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.